Time for Hume football, and it is grand final weekend. Oh, it's so exciting, and the man that got all dressed up for the night, even had a haircut he did. Phil Bouffler, the president, is with us. How are you there, Phil?
Well, thank you, Wayne. Pretty pumped about the weekend. No finals for a couple of years, so we finally got there.
You did.
And Saturday, unbelievable.
What about this week? What a week it's been, not just last Saturday, but then the Azai Family Medal was conducted in Albury, and a fairly regal night of nights. I saw from some photos you got all dressed up, Phil.
Mate, we had a bit of a dress-up, and, so it was just a fantastic night. First night at the new venue at the Commercial Club. No complaints. It was just a fantastic night. It was a good night, really was. And, like as I said on the night, everyone plays netball and football. They're team sports, but, it's really nice to acknowledge individuals and clubs who have won, the overall awards for netball, football, overall championships. We haven't been able to do that, or we did it last year to some extent, but, it's just not the same. So to have a live night, see all those people getting their awards, it was just fantastic.
Yeah, it was magnificent. It was for two blokes from how long? First and second, if you don't mind, from the Red and Blacks. They must have thought it was their B&F count there for a while.
Unbelievable. I think they said on the night that didn't the B&F count, they've had that already down there, and actually the roles are reversed. So Manny Baker won the club one, and Hamish Clark won the Azai medal. So two very well, deserving people. Very unusual to have the top two from the same club. And Connor Galvin came in third, so he got off to a good start, Connor, but just sort of tapered off a little bit at the end. But, Connor won the WAW Bank Award, so that was great.
Oh, yeah, wonderful stuff to those two, and to Connor too from Osborne. It was a great night. Just a quick look at who won the reserves, the 17s and the 14s.
Yeah, well, we had Josh Lewis from CDHPU, he won the seconds. Zach Klemke from Hendy, he won the under-17s. And Hamish Livermore from Holbrook won the under-14s. We actually had our first ever female young girl from Lockhart, Magella Day, came second in the under-14s.
Well done to Magella, a real star of the future, and they came in to third place, unfortunately for them, because they lost in their game on the weekend. We'll have a look at that in a moment, but what a terrific preliminary final weekend it was in magnificent conditions at Walbundry. Holbrook 15-9-99 beat Gindra 9-9-63. I'll tell you what, Phil, it was a terrific effort for Gindra. They got to the prelim, but Holbrook showed why they deserve another chance against Osborne.
Played very well, Gindra, all year. They were one of the big improvers, but they were just a little bit stronger today, Holbrook. And, then really, we've got the two best sides through the year who are now in the grand final, and that's probably the way it should be.
And Cole behind the Hennessy was very good with 6 goals. He was best on ground. Jacob Way got going too, along with Jaden Beaumont for the Holbrook. And Andrew McKinlay with 3 was another good goal scorer. Josh Lloyd kicked 4 and Mitchell Lawrence kicked 3. Jack Avage with a couple, and a good fight play from Ben Dower and also Mitchell Lawrence and Christopher Holman and Dan Middleton for Gindra, trying hard, but in the end not enough in the stakes of preliminary final days, and they're out of the comp in that sense. But the reserve grade has an interesting one, because again, how long we're trying to make sure that they got a side into the finals. Osborne said no, we want to have a dip against Holbrook so that the seniors and reserves are the two same sides. Osborne won 6-7-43 to Howlong 4-5-29.
But unfortunately, they played well, really did. They played well. They played well the week before, and and they were they got a good side, Howlong. But Osborne came from nowhere, really. They were down at three-quarter time. They were only a goal, and then kicked away in the last quarter. So two sides in the first and the seconds. A great effort by Osborne. So, well done to them.
Yeah, Jesse Wellington tried hard for how long, and in the end, it was a terrific effort from Regional Burton and Jed Griffin, the kicking a couple apiece, and Lockie Armstrong. Hayden Gleeson, the veteran. Oh, he must have played 500 games, old Hayden. He kicked a goal, he did. Daniel Madden and Mitch Wickham also got going. And you know who I'm talking about with old Hayden, don't you, Phil?
He played a lot of football, H, a big H. So anyway, conditions probably didn't suit, but he's there all the time, just battling on. And that is, and he's only got to kick 2 or 3 goals every game. He's as tall as anything. So as they say in the old days, the tall people don't get any shorter. So he might be a little bit older, but you don't get any shorter. So go kick it up to him, and he takes a mark, and there's a goal.
Yeah, he's got a farm not far from yours, though, hasn't he? His farm's just in the area where you are.
Not far, Wayne. He's a bit further down the Rand Road, probably 10, 15 k's down down towards Rand from my corner there. So, yeah, local fellow.
Yeah, thought so. Having a look at the 17s, Ramwell Bundry Waller 7-4-46, beat Henty 1-5-11. Is that a surprise result in a way? Because that's a big win by the Giants.
Good win by the Giants. Henty got a good under-17 side, but the Giants played well. They've got a very good side, the Giants. They really have. I think they might get up on Saturday, but they played very well. Never looked to be they just kicked away each quarter. So had a good second quarter and played very well.
They certainly did. Kicked 3 goals in that quarter and kicked 7-4 for the game. So it was a good effort. Daniel Harvey, Tommy Lieski, Wadir El Akar, Jordan Rhodes and Tommy Colhagen and Ashton Biu. And he kicked a couple, Biu, while Toddy Shermer with a couple was good. And Mackenzie McLean kicked 1 for Henty, along with Mackenzie McLean, Mitchell Veerhouse, Jordan Klemke, Kobe Skiers, Zach Klempe and Harry Doig were the good players for the Red and Whiters. But into the finals go the Giants, and 14's age group Henty this grade were the good ones. They got up and did a really good job last week, but Lockhart went out this week. Brock Burham got them, as you said last week. You thought they just could. 3-5-23 to 3-1-19. Bad luck for the little Lockhart guys and girls in this grade. A terrific effort though by Brock Burham.
A little bit stiff, Lockhart. I mean, they've relied on a couple of permit players during the year, so of course the AFL in their wisdom decided to have a carnival in Canberra that weekend. So Lockhart had probably a couple of their better players away at the carnival. So unbelievable, really. Yeah. You just wouldn't dream about it. But yeah, Lockhart, I think I had a goal on the board at 3/4 time, didn't score up till half time, then only lost by 4 points or whatever it was. So it was they came home with the wet sail, Lockhart, but they left it too late.
They did, poor kids. Louis, Segler, Couple and Isaac Felder one each to Guthrie and Jones, and Matthews was very good for the Lockhart, and a good effort though by James Linder for Brock Burham to be their better player. Okay, we get to grand final action. Let's start with the kids in the morning. Henty have led the field all year. They get Brock Burham in this game. It's going to be wet underfoot from a bit of an inch of rain overnight, so she's going to be an absolute beauty. Wet weather football for grand final day. I don't mind that. I'll tell you, I don't mind that at all. And I think the kids that started out at Henty, they're called the Swampies for a reason. I think they might win the Swampies.
I think that's the smart money would be on Henty. They played very well all year, and I saw them play a couple of times during the year. They got beaten by Lockhart at one stage, and they haven't looked like losing in the final series so far. I think this will be a close game. They've got a couple of good young boys there at Henty, and so have the Saints as well. But I just think Henty might be a little bit strong on the day.
All right, a couple of weeks ago on the 3rd of September, it was a under-17s clash that you only dream about. Osborne won at 6-11-47 to beat Ramwell Bundry 6-3-39. They booked themselves a place in the Grandy on that day. I'll tell you what, this is going to be an absolute belter, because on that day, the Giants led it at half-time. And I think that they could still lead it at full time in the big one. This is a big, big clash.
Great clash. I mean, often on the day, a good game of under-17s football is as good a football you'll see. I've seen them play a few times in the finals. It's the Ramwell Bundry Giants, and also the Osborne under-17s have got a great side. But the Giants, they get a run on. They move the ball very well. They're a good marking side. And I just think the Giants could get up here.
Osborne have always been a dominant side in the 17 age. They've won premiership after premiership. 3 years ago, I think a couple of years actually, even before COVID, I saw my first Hume game, the grand final, and Osborne that day come from behind and beat Holbrook. So I've seen them do this. Don't write them out at any point. Maybe the Tigers just over the Giants for me, but it's going to be one of the very, very special games, I think, in football played this year across the Hume footy. Having a look at the reserve grade and the two sides, Holbrook and Osborne, no ducks and drakes. You've got the league and the reserves both the same, the firsts and the seconds. The seconds, they look to me like it's going to be Holbrook who'll get enough numbers to win it.
I think they might get up here, Holbrook. Osborne played well to get to the finals. I think it was at Holbrook in the second round, and Holbrook won comprehensively against Osborne over at Holbrook. And I just really thought that day, Holbrook, I said to myself when I left, that Holbrook has got a very good side here. So I just think, I think Holbrook would be the favourites on the day, and I just think I think Holbrook could get up here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the big one, the first, she's going to be a magnificent game. Osborne haven't been headed all year. They've been the side that everyone has tried to beat. Both times that have happened in recent days, the Brookers have got close and about 3 goals away from the Osborne side. The purring Perkins engine just gets going, that Tiger purr, and they just know how to win. But grand finals are a different thing, and the wet conditions could suit those wet Brookers.
That might bring him back to the field a little bit, Osborne. I think you're being a little bit harsh there, Wayne. I had an old Perkins motor. I'm not sure that would be the motor I'd be after. I think more like a Mercedes or something like that might be a little bit more like Osborne. I think they just purr along nicely. There's a bit of a rattle in the old Perkins.
You reckon a Volvo maybe, or a Kenny motor?
Bloody could be a Volkswagen. My mate's just been broken down twice in here, so they're not much shock. Yeah, well, getting back to the game, look, at Holbrook, Osborne have been the best side all year. There's no ifs, buts and maybes over the last couple of years probably, and they've been a bit stiff not to get a premiership last year. I just think I think they'll be too good. I think Osborne, they find gears when necessary, and I think the wet weather possibly could bring them back to the pack a little bit. The McKinley boys play very well. Matt Sharp's back, Rampel, Luke Gessier. Holbrook have got some very good players. But then again, you got the Osborne boys, the boy Galvin Connor, Duncan McMaster, young Isaac McDonald, and Eddie O'Connell. There's just brands all over the joint down there. So I just think Osborne will be too strong.
Yeah, too many goal kickers. Ryan Collins last time kicked 5 in the game of the home and away series I'm talking about here, and that was a very important one. But don't write off Cole behind Hennessy. He's been a good goal kicker too in matches between these two. I think I'll go with the, let's just call it a Mack engine. They just continue to pull hard and get band together, and they're like a triple, aren't they, or even a quadruple, these Osborne blokes. They go for the whole innings, and I think they'll be just a fraction too good. It's a big day. Anything, final questions or anything like that, Phil, you'd like to let people know about getting into the ground and so forth?
Oh, look, then will be the attendance on the day at the gate. The West Albury Rotary Club's done a fantastic job all season, so they'll be there to guiding people a little bit. So, just park sensibly. One thing I would like to say is, like, if you're thinking, maybe I won't go out, it's a bit iffy. It's all available to see live on All In Sport. So there'll be netball streamed live all day, football all day, and it'll just be great. So if you don't want to go out to the footy and you want to sit home, watch it on the live stream, All In Sport. Just go through their Facebook page or the All In Sport website, and it's just a great thing, great service, and it'll be really good. So really, to all the clubs, good luck if you're playing tomorrow, and let's just hope we have a great day. The patrons are happy, and we'll at the end of the day, we're finally awarding someone a premiership. How good is that going to be?
Oh, it's been fantastic. I've really enjoyed your commentary throughout the year, and it's been a very special time, I think, for everyone back playing across Victoria and New South Wales. We've been robbed of grand finals over 2 years, so a wonderful occasion. Get out and support your team and your umpires to look after yourselves while you're out there too, and we'll catch up next time. It's been wonderful to have you on this year, Phil Bouffler, the president of the Hume Football League.
Mate, just quickly too, and thank you for Flow FM and all you've done, Wayne. It's just been fantastic to get some a weekly comment on, and people are very interested in it all, and hopefully I might catch up with you at the Henny Field Days.
Yeah, good stuff. Phil Bouffler talking Hume Football League.